Hello, my friends, and Happy New Year to you. My name is Nicholas Allen, Realtor with J. Harris Real Estate of Mount Shasta, California. And today I want to take a look ahead, all right? What does the 2022 real estate market look like? That's right, the beginning of the year, of course, all the armchair prognosticators come out of the woodwork and pretend that we know what's going to happen in the future. Well, truth is, we don't, but we can certainly make educated guesses based on the trends and the data and try to determine how that market's going to look. All right, now, when people say, yo, Nicholas Allen, how's the market? What they're really asking is, are houses selling or are houses not selling? And of course, it all boils down to the law of supply and demand. That's right, the old high school economics principle that we learned way back when, right? Let's take a look at the law of supply and demand and see how that affects the market. All right, so when we're talking about supply, we are referring to the inventory, all right? How many houses are actually available for sale? If you talk to any realtor around the country for the past few years, but in particular the past couple COVID years, the lack of inventory is one of the biggest problems or issues that they've had to face at the top of the list right there, okay? Lack of inventory. Now, can't we just build our way out of that? Well, some cities are attempting to do that, all right? My wife and I just took a 2-week road trip in October, and we went to 5 different states outside of California. We saw new homes going up in rural Washington. We saw new subdivisions going up in eastern Montana. We even saw condominiums sprouting out of the middle of Jackson Hole, Wyoming, okay? So some cities are definitely making an effort to increase inventory with new construction. Bring it on back to Siskiyou County, and we've got a few different issues at play here. Number one, we've got a small handful, like 3 or 4 contractors in the area that are actually building houses. And of course, they're super busy. So, even if you want to build a house, you're on a 1 to 2 year waiting list, okay? Not to mention California regulations, it's almost cost prohibitive nowadays to actually build a house. Plus, you got the labor shortage, you got the supply chain interruptions, and all that kind of stuff. So basically, the bottom line, in Siskiyou County in particular, we are not going to be building our way out of the inventory shortage anytime soon. So what about all those foreclosures that are predicted to hit the market after, the people stopped paying their mortgages in the pandemic era? Okay, well, let's look back to 2008. Remember that we had a glut of foreclosures, and that's why the supply back then just went through the roof, and all the unqualified buyers who defaulted on their too good to be true mortgages, the demand just dropped, and then that brought us into the recession of 08, okay? So fast forward to 2020, the pandemic hits, tons of people lose their jobs, businesses are closed, and people stop paying their mortgages, right? Well, there was a foreclosure moratorium put into place, and then it was set to expire and extended. The latest extension is January 15th of this year. So yes, we're probably going to see a few more foreclosures hitting the market from the people that have just gotten too far underwater, but it will not be anywhere near the sheer quantity that we saw back in 2008. Another factor affecting supply could be the vacation rental market, all right? A lot of investors are buying properties that they can rent out on Airbnb, and there's actually kind of a anti-vacation rental movement popping up in a lot of areas, including Mount Shasta. So the city and the county are trying to make it more difficult to actually run a vacation rental, and so the hope is that they frustrate some of these investors and they go elsewhere, or they sell the properties they already have, and that opens up a little bit of inventory for the local buyers who are having a hard time competing with out-of-area investors when looking for properties. Let's look at the other side of the equation, and that is demand. So what are some of the factors that could affect demand in 2022? Affordability is the biggest issue, all right? Can I afford what I want to buy? And while we did see prices start to decline again along with that demand in the summer of 21, we do anticipate a solid market of robust prices and minimal inventory in 22. Interest rates, we hear that they are on the rise, right? Yes, they even got below 3% during the pandemic, at which time I took advantage of that and refinanced my house, which was awesome, locked it in at 2.84. But no, now they're on the rise, but they're rising at a snail's pace. Experts are even saying we're only going to reach maybe 3.8% by the end of the year. All right, so even if we hit 4%, I don't think that number is going to scare too many people away from home ownership in 22. So what's the bottom line, my friends? Well, we're going to see the market normalize a little bit more in 22. The supply is going to still be limited. The prices are going to be pretty robust. The interest rates will be rising slowly, but the buyer demand is still going to stay strong, leading us in to a healthy real estate market for 22. Now, I may not be able to tell the future, but I do know this, my friends. I will be out there this year working hard for my clients, helping them achieve their real estate goals with minimal stress and maximal success. My name is Nikolas Allen. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great year ahead. I'll see you soon.